Let me first start off by saying happy late New Year and Merry Christmas. Both of those being very late, as it is it is the 5th of January, and I haven't uploaded since the 24th of November. Back then I said I was probably going to do a video about the Sherman as a whole. Well, here we are. I have a lineup primarily consisting of Shermans. My favorite Sherman being the M40 176. So let's just get straight into it. So we got Iberian Castle. This map's okay. I particularly don't like it, especially since it is 6.0. I have a bad feeling I'm going to regret playing this. I've been playing I played a lot of games on my TDU, that's just unlocked that here recently. Bought anchored it. It's not been going so well. So playing Warringtons might make me a bit depressed. If things go well, I might show up different variants about the Sherman and tell you a little bit about it. Now this Sherman right here is a cast hull, meaning the hull is one solid unit. And so as a result, this particular one has rounded edges. And so this was pressed into service around 1942, early 1940. Ain't no way. There ain't no way. As I was saying, not this particular Sherman, but the M41 was put into service around 1942. Their X-22 would be during World War II. And so, it keeps going on and on. If I get into a different Sherman, I'll keep going from there. But seeing how it's America, Britain, and Israel, I don't think we're winning this at all. Seeing how the M6 ban 1 year went on, it seems very unlikely we're winning this. And as you can see, it's definitely historically accurate that body pillows existed in World War II. Crews did this all the time, you know. Another variant would be the Sherman VC right here, the Sherman Firefly. That looks to be a Swedish plane. Don't know the name of it. Not like that. There we go. And well, this is a Sherman Firefly. It's what the British do if you give them anything, they ruin it. They put a 17-pounder gun in there. And I'll show you the X-ray later. That thing better not screw me. I'm not Spookston, back off. Trying to back up our Sherman on the point. It's another variant. It has a 105 in it. It's a howitzer, I think. That is a Su-152 122. Who shot me with smoke? I know it was a friendly, but why? I probably should get out the point. Now, bad thing about the Sherman is that it has very poor reverse. I am down to 4 crew. They could have made the reverse gear on the Sherman a lot better instead of modern day Russian tank reverse gear. But I thought it would have been better to reversing up the hill. Between these, I'll be really surprised. This map, Iberian Castle, I just don't like it a lot. To me, there's just a lot of open field and not a lot of cover if you're outside of the city. Now with the Shermans, you kind of want to snipe them and not miss like that. That's about 100. It's been a while since I played this dude, especially on a manually range find. So it's going to take me a little bit of getting used to be able to arch. Okay then. There's a Swedish thing gone. Ooh, that was a good pilot snipe on my part. Good thing about Shermans is that most of them have a 50 cal on top. I say most of them because the Caliphate or however you pronounce that, and like one Super Sherman doesn't have it. Other than that, like 99% of them have it. Mark 13 here. As I think I was saying earlier, properly to play Shermans, especially the 76 Shermans, is don't ever rely on your armor and just try to sit back and snipe. You'll do a lot better at doing it like that. See, I didn't follow my own advice. Now this is the M51 Super Sherman. It was an Israeli service for a time when they gained their independence. So the hull is a bit shorter. They cut off a bit of it. I think you can see a bit right there. To make it a bit shorter, it has a different suspension than most Shermans. And the biggest thing here is that you can see the 105mm cannon. Now that's a French cannon that shoots heat. You can also have high explosive, but I primarily just carry heat because it's going to kill anything you shoot anyway. Now this is the premium version with a 50 cal on it. The Tech Tree version, yes, I know it has bushes on it. Just has, just a 1919. But let's see if I get a good map that allows me to use its 8 degrees of gun depression fairly well and not too hilly. Okay, so it's a verse 13. I really don't like this map, especially with heat slickers. There's a lot of fences and trees that can block your shot. But we shall see how it goes. Now, another thing about the Super Sherman is that it replaces, at the time, a lot of Shermans that the Israelis got had radial engines in them, so they decided to replace them to standardize a bit. With these Continental engines, as you can see, and these inline engines. A little bit of history for you. I don't know all the facts off the top of my head, so since we keep it a little bit sparse. It's funny about this. This is an Israeli modified tank of a American designed and produced tank with a French gun in it. It's really something how the Sherman is. It's literally Mr. Worldwide. Every single country in War Thunder currently has a Sherman. Obviously the Americans do, the British do, the French do, the Israelis do, as you can see here, the Italians do, the Russians do. I'll get a bit more about that after this game. And the Swedes do, and I think I said the Germans do. And the Japanese, I can't forget about them. Every single country in this game has a Sherman. And if you're playing Sim, most of the time you can't tell what it is. Well, here's the thing around this corner. I'm going to focus for a little bit. As I was saying earlier, the Russians had some Shermans. Right here is the Russian M4A2 which is just a M4A2 with a, obviously a 76mm gun. They got this via Lend-Lease from the United States because Russia honestly wasn't doing that particularly well. So they asked, like the best person, the only president that sat down throughout his entire presidency, hey, can we have some guns and tanks, man? And FDR said, yeah, you can have them. So, they got some Shermans, currently represented in a game as this. Now, let's look at the British. The British got some Shermans, and they weren't really happy with the 75 millimeter gun, so they decided to put a 17 pounder in there. While the Americans were figuring out how to put a 76, their 3-inch gun in there. So they decided to absolutely mess it up by cramming this in there, sticking the radio out in the back, and its vertical drive is down there. Now, I'm going to try to play this because this thing only has 5 degrees of gun depression. I'm going to cut that out, but as you can see, I totally played the Firefly. And so I'm going to end this here. The Sherman is my favorite tank ever, besides, let's just say, favorite World War II tank ever. I have a different modern favorite tank. It's obviously American. But, this is a Sherman. It's a good all-around tank, but I wouldn't rely on its armor. And its gun, especially the 75s, can be a little anemic. So, if you want a good all-around tank, you can pick any of these countries and go straight into it.